Well, welcome to another edition of Meet the People Behind the Band. I'm joined today with Emily Boganowski from the Blackbird Rock Company at SNJ Studio. So thanks for coming out here this evening and joining me.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
So let's just start off with a little bit of background on your life story as pertained to music and whatnot. You know, when did you first get into music and performing or teaching or whatever?
Yeah. So I went to college for vocal performance at the University of Nebraska at Omaha. And while I was there, they make you kind of go through this whole classical sort of approach to music. And I was definitely in for a rude awakening because I had not had lessons up until that point. I didn't really know what I was getting into. I kind of thought it was like the movies where it's like you go to Juilliard and you're all in a circle and you're just kind of freestyling. And I had a very rude awakening. So I mainly learned classical there. And I actually had a couple instances where I was able to sing with the UNO jazz band. So that kind of expanded my interest, And after college, I luckily found a couple teaching gigs right away, one of them being SNJ. So I've been there since 2018.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. So no performance prior to college whatsoever then?
No, I mean, I had pretty severe stage fright and performance anxiety. Yeah. So when I was in high school, I would always try out for all the musicals, but I never really got a part. But I really always had a passion for singing, and I really wanted to explore that, and I felt like I owed it to myself to kind of do that. So I just decided to leap into it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about Blackbird Rock Company specifically at SNJ and the origin story of that.
Yeah. So in 2021, I was at actually a local youth band show, and one of my students was singing in it at the time. And I was just so inspired by it. I was like, oh my gosh, I want to volunteer for this. I want to help out. I want to be a part of this. And then I went home and I was kind of, stewing on it a little bit. And I was like, wait a minute, I work at a studio. We don't have anything like this. I want to carve my own path. Like I want to try this on my own. And so luckily I was able to take that to my boss, Sharon North Jones is the name of the studio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's her name. So Sharon North Jones Studio of Music. And she has so much faith and trust that she let me kind of have this little passion project, and it's kind of developed into this awesome program.
Great. And I was just talking with some of the kids previously. So it's been at least 5 or 6 years now, or?
Yeah, I started it in October of 2021.
Okay.
So
coming out of the pandemic era.
I know.
Right?
Yeah. And really during the pandemic, I mean, I'm sure that did you mention that you were previously part of School of Rock?
My son is a student there,
okay.
but we didn't start until after that. So.
Okay. Yeah. Well, being in tune with the music scene, you might have known that like during the pandemic, we lost quite a bit of really cool venues, local music venues. So I think coming out of the pandemic, there was that kind of thirst for trying to find that in Omaha again.
Getting out again and going to live shows and whatnot.
Yeah.
And would you say that's kind of the goal or the theme for Blackbird is like just getting these kids out to perform?
Absolutely. I've always wanted to be in a band. When I was their age, I wanted to be in a band, but I realized, you know what, my calling at this point in my life isn't to be in the band. It's to kind of like let other people be in the band and take care of the back end of it so that they can have their moment. And it's just so fun. I mean, I get to watch them perform and fulfill their kind of dreams, I guess, in a way, it's really rewarding.
So what, talk to me about your musical tastes and whatnot. Like what led to making it the Blackbird Rock Company specifically?
Yeah. I mean, I love classic rock. I love 70s, 60s. I love like CCR and Led Zeppelin. I'm really into that sort of music. I like a lot of music, but that one stuck out to me the most because there wasn't really that kind of music at the time that I knew of in any youth program around Omaha. I know that there's some blues stuff. There's some more rock stuff as well. but I felt like, the name is enough of an umbrella name that we we get to go into different versions of rock. So I just kind of used that we didn't box ourselves into a corner and be like, we can only sing rock,
Right. So one of the themes that I talk about with the other band directors or other parents when we're out at shows with our kids and whatnot is like what music, and specifically like performance-based music, does for these teenagers, like just personally, like personal growth wise and confidence and whatnot. Like, talk to me a little bit about, the experience you see. Maybe you have somebody come in that maybe is that shy, awkward kid that comes in, and like how they evolve.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think, especially with youth, like that age range, they need the structure. So even if it's a practice once a week and they have something like an incentive of a gig, that they're more willing and more excited about practicing that. And then I've also learned as a teacher, because I also teach voice at the studio, if they don't like the music, they're not going to want to practice it.
Right.
Right. So I am collaborative with them. We all pick the music together because I think it's important for them to have songs that they aspire to learn, right? Because then they get really excited about it. And then they push themselves.
Yeah.
Because if there's say there's some sick guitar riff and they're like, oh my gosh, I don't think I can get it, but I know that they can. They'll just need time. Yeah. I'm like, no, we're doing it. That's right. You want to do this, you're going to I know you can do it, you know? So it's really cool to see the trajectory of them, like, especially, most of the members of the band right now have been in the band numerous times at this point. We kind of split it into semesters. Yeah. But even over the years, the progression, I don't even have words for how impressed I am. They are so cool and so talented. Like, I don't even think they know how cool they are. Seriously. But it's so amazing because they'll come in, they'll be kind of stiff. They'll be kind of questioning themselves. And by the end of the season, they're on stage. They're like improvising. They're taking risks on stage and it's paying off. And it's that confidence building. And they get that every week, right? Because they get to collaborate with each other. So it's really, really cool.
No, it is awesome. I, School Rock last year started an adult program, I recruited a couple of my friends because I, same concept. I watched my son play up there with them and all, and I'm like, my son's kind of cool. Like I was in a crappy garage band when I was a kid, but like we never really did anything. Yeah. And it was like, I have had a guitar for 30 years. Like, maybe I should join a band now.
Absolutely.
Right? So they're still cooler, but we have fun. So
you guys are cool too.
Right. So, we got the festival coming up next month. That was kind of what led me to just start Googling, what is in Omaha for other music places and whatnot. Right. We started the foundation as sort of a booster club for the School Rock, but like, we want to make it inclusive to everybody. And we want any kid that wants to get into music to like have that opportunity. So, rewind, I don't know, 2, maybe 3 months ago, you get a email or a phone call from like some random guy just saying like, hey, I'm going to make a music festival. Do you guys want to do this? Like, what was that like? Did you just think I was like a scam caller or something?
Definitely not. Especially being the person that does the booking and logistics, I will get random emails sometimes. And I'm like, this sounds cool. Let me look into this a little bit more. So really, you didn't take me by surprise in that way, but surprised in a good way of like, oh my gosh, we need this.
Right.
Especially for youth musicians.
Yeah.
Really venue wise, most of the venues that we frequent are bars.
Yeah.
And they can't even get, they can get into those because they're playing. Right. So it's so awesome to have something where not only they get to perform and it's, family friendly, but they also get to see other talent in Omaha.
Yeah.
I want Omaha to be more inclusive in that way where we get to like bridge those connections with each other.
For sure.
So I feel like right now, it's hard to know what's out there because we don't have a lot of festivals like this. So we're really excited.
Yeah. Summerfest was kind of like the big thing that School Rock participates in and whatnot. And so like when we were there last year, me and some of the parents were just brainstorming on like, we should make our own Summerfest in Omaha, right? Like, and let's just make it for kids, right? Because there they get to go open for all the big bands, which is really cool.
Right.
But it's like, well, let's just do one here that's like just kids,
Yeah.
right? And then, I don't know how many people will show up next month, right? I mean, it's had really, really great reception from everybody that we've told it to, but we're still young. And so please like and share this video out and get as many people in the know as you can. But, I'm hoping that it becomes an Omaha staple and that Blackbird Rock will continue to be a part of it. And that, we can
100%.
make sure that people know that there are really cool programs. And most importantly, like these other kids that are out there that don't even know these opportunities exist can see like, oh, I didn't know that was a thing I could do. Like, I want to do that.
Absolutely.
Sign me up.
Yeah.
Right?
I think that's super important. I think there's a lot of a little kid in all of us or a little kid in real life right now that has no idea that there are opportunities to do something other than a musical or show choir, which are both awesome things.
Sure.
But sometimes you just don't know that that opportunity is there. So I really hope that this is something that is a staple in Omaha and gets to continue year after year. I think that would be so good for us.
For sure. So what advice would you give to any like 8 to 12-year-old kid or maybe their parents who come out to our festival next month and see these bands on the stage and is thinking like, oh, I want to do this now, but I don't know where to start? Like,
Yeah. I would just tell them, just start small, like one step at a time. Pick a song that you like. If it's too hard, okay, pick one maybe that's a little bit more simple, but like, what do you like about it? Okay, now you know what you like about it. What can you do with that? Like, is there a way you can make it your own?
Sure.
And if not, then just learn the chords to it or sing the lyrics to it,
Right.
What is it about this song that excites you? What is it about performing that excites you? What can you bring to the table? It's all about like, how can you express yourself? So I think experimenting with that is what I would tell them to do.
Awesome.
Just experiment. Yeah. Creativity is creative.
Yeah, exactly. And then the last question I ask everybody on the series is, what can the greater Omaha community watching this interview do to better support, Blackbird, other teen bands in the Omaha community?
Yeah. I think making more venues that are
somebody needs to
youth-friendly.
create some venues, right?
Yeah. Responding to my emails.
Oh, yeah, right.
There's a lot of emails that go unanswered.
Tell me
Eric.
about it.
Lots of emails and calls.
I know. And I'm not the beggar. I'm not the, the follow-up person. So I'm like, okay, like I think I need to reply to this one again and say, hey, me again.
Yep. Yeah. And I think the way that we can support young musicians is giving them a place to be excited to perform.
Yeah.
Really. Because they'll do it at the studio, but they're not like, they go there every week.
Right.
The excitement for them is a new experience.
Yeah.
So I think we just need more places like that or more festivals.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, May 17th, next month, the first annual Future of Rock Festival. Come out and join us in Ralston. Check out the Blackbird Rock Company. And thank you so much for sitting down with me this afternoon.
Thanks for having me. We're super excited. I can't wait.
All right.
Awesome. Thank you.